Very touching. He meditated next to his guru.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. That really touched me.
Do you know that he stayed next to his guru? Do you know that he served his guru? Do you know he massaged his guru? He would bring water and wash his guru. Do you know that he'd go to the villages and beg for food? Because mendicants, 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 that's called a mendicant or an ascetic. At that time, is not supposed to have business. It is a accepted tradition to beg for your food. Not like now when you beg, people look down on you. Not that time. That time when you beg, they look up at you and people line up to make offerings to you. Why? If you can give up everything and just meditate, all you require is food, it is an honor, a merit-making event. It is a place, it's something that people praise, that they want to be involved and give you the food every day. So people would fight to sponsor these masters and monks, just like in Thailand. When the monks come begging every day for food, does anybody look down on them? No. They get on their knees and offer food to the monks. Correct or not? This tradition in Thailand didn't come from Thailand. It came from originally from Buddha. So this tradition of begging in Nepal for the ascetics or the mendicants is not something they created. It's from Buddha. It is to destroy your ego, to let go of all. You see, for us to just get our food, we have to pay rental, we have to have a kitchen, we have to have kitchenware, we have to have fire, petrol, we have to have electricity, we have to have a room, we have to pay bills, we have to get a car, we have to go shopping, we have to go cold storage. It's a lot of stress just for that one meal. So give it all up and beg. So you can spend your time, instead of shopping, paying for rental, meditate. You guys understand? So therefore, Naropa would go and beg from his teacher, for his teacher, in the villages, and bring it back and offer to his teacher the best. And his teacher would eat it, and then just leave the leftovers, and Naropa will come and take the leftovers and eat it. Siba, bring me the book Masters of Enchantment. And he did that every year for 12 years. 12 years. He would clean his guru's little bit of clothes. He would sweep out the place. He would get ghee. He would beg for ghee to have life for his guru. He would serve his guru all the way, and he lived next to his guru. And listen to me carefully. He didn't get one single word of Dharma teachings from his guru for 12 years. Imagine if I did that here. They would have put a bomb in my room already. Imagine that. Get you guys to massage me, give me food, give me drinks, 100 plus, not one word of Dharma. See you later, alligator Rinpoche. Not that time. It shows you the power of guru devotion. And let me explain something to you. After 12 years of servitude to his guru, which his guru cut his ego, cut his attachments, destroyed his I concept, he meditated on Vajrayana. Within 6 months, he had vision of him. Because the guru prepared him very well. Preparation was 12 years. That's why they say that when the guru gives you assignments or gives you work, no matter what it looks like, just do it and do it well. That's after you checked out your guru. You don't just hook up with somebody weird and say, hey, why don't you go put cyanide grass at the railway station? You know, you'll get enlightenment. No, you guys understand? Naropa, the dauntless disciple. Dauntless means what? Cannot be phased. Cannot be turned off. Cannot be discouraged. Naropa, the dauntless disciple. Naropa came from Pata Liputra of mixed caste parentage. His father was a liquor seller, very low class at that time. But when the time came to follow his father's profession, Naropa rejected it and went into the forest to become a wood gatherer. Even there, his restless, seeking soul gave him no rest. So his father was a liquor seller. And he was supposed to take over the business, take over what his father was doing. He didn't want to. He rejected it. He went into the forest to become a wood collector. You collect wood, you supply it to people, you can make a lot of money. But even though he was collecting wood, he didn't feel at peace. Something was missing. He knew something was wrong, but he didn't know what. One evening, Naropa chanced to hear the tales of the great sage Tilopa. The villager was talking, and he kind of went by and went, Tilopa? Oh, what? And he sat and listened. Then and there, he decided that Tilopa was his guru, and he would not rest until he had found him. The next day, he traded off a load of wood to a hunter for the yogin's traditional deerskin and set off toward Vishnu Nagar in search of his master. So when he heard people talking about Tilopa and his greatness and his teachings and how powerful this Mahasiddha, this Mahaguru was, immediately faith was born in him. Naturally, he had a seed, something opened. When he heard the Guru's name, something opened. So it's inexplicable. He can't explain. He doesn't know why. Instantly, Naropa grew faith in Tilopa. Instantly, he wanted to follow him. Instantly, he wanted to find Tilopa. And he knew nothing else. There was no internet, there was no books, there's no magazines, nothing. Nothing at all. So what happened? He sold off his wood. He traded off for some skins to cover his body. And he set off towards the direction of Vishnu Nagar, which is where he heard the Guru was. And there was no buses, there's no tuk-tuks, there's no roads, nothing. He just walked. Okay, walked. Barefoot. In India, it's pretty big. I hitchhiked across America. This guy walked all through India. Seriously. Now, and his only mission in life was, I'm going to find my Guru. That was it. When he reached his destination, he was dismayed to learn that the great sage had recently left, and no one knew where he might be. Undaunted, Naropa set off on a journey was to last for years, and to take him to the length and breadth of India, as he followed every hint, every whisper where Tilopa was. For the next few years, he walked from North India to South India to West to East to Central. He would just ask, where's Tilopa? You have to remember, they don't have cell phones that time and no GPS. Okay, no direction finders, no Google to find where the person lives. He went to this village and listened. He said, oh, he went that way, so he went straight that way. He went to that village, where is he? Oh, went that way, he went that way. Like that, he went all over the length and breadth of India, searching for his Guru, and that itself we consider a preliminary practice life, prostrating 100,000 times. Why? You know how much energy it takes to walk all over India? That time with the forest, tigers, the elephants, jackals, wolves, it's very dangerous, in the forest, very dangerous. So that's like 100,000 penance we do for prostrations. Then one day, when the dust sat very heavy in the windless air, no air, Naropa was on the road to nowhere in particular, and when he chanced to see a figure approaching him in a hazy distance, for no discernible reason, his heart leaped in his throat, as if he had a mind of its own. His feet flew down the road toward this unrecognizable figure, but the closer he became, the surer he grew, and finally, when he could make out the face and form of the other traveler, he knew he had found Tilopa at last. He flew to the master's side, prostrated himself in the dust at his feet, and then began dancing in circles about him, dressing him as Guru, and inquiring about his health. Tilopa stopped in the middle of the road, fixed Naropa with an angry stare, and shouted, "Stop all this nonsense. I am not your Guru. You are not my disciple. I have never seen you before and hope never to see you again." Then he thrashed Naropa soundly with his stout walking stick and told him to get out of the way. Well, one day Naropa was sitting in the windless air on the road, all dusty. And then he saw a figure in the distance walking. He doesn't know why. He doesn't understand why. He felt it might be Tilopa. So he got up and he scrambled and he ran and he walked and he leaped and he sprinted towards Tilopa. And then as he got closer, his heart jumped into his mouth, into his throat, as if it had a mind of its own. And he knew it was Tilopa. He knew. No one told him. He had no psychic abilities. He just knew this was the Guru he was looking for. So when he came across the Guru, the traditional manner was to circumambulate around the Guru, like you do around the Stupa last time. You circumambulate around the Guru 3 times. You touch his feet. You take the blessing of his feet to your head. You offer some flowers and jasmine, incense. You clear the space. You ask him to sit, and you ask him to accept you as a disciple. Not like these days. Hey, Rimp, can I be your disciple? You give me my smuru. One wrong move from Rimp, and they report you. It's very different that time. So, he went up to the Guru. he circumambulated around Tilopa like a little prancing deer 3 times. He prostrated and he screamed, "It's my Guru, it's my Guru, it's my Guru. Please accept me as your disciple. It's my Guru, it's Tilopa. I found you." Years of walking all over India, rumors and listening and following and not finding, and here you are. Tilopa looked at the insane person and screamed at him and said, "I am not your Guru. You are not my disciple. And may I never ever lay my eyes on you again." And someone took the stick and beat the heck out of this stalker and said, "Go away." Well, for any of you, I would have been in the police holding station already. But that was in tantric tradition. It was Tilopa's first Dharma teaching. To test the disciple out for more difficulties in the future. To purify the disciple's negative karma, the last bits of negative karma, from his body. So the Guru compassionately beat him to remove any last vestiges of karma, to learn the karma, to make the karma come forth quicker. Then, Naropa was neither surprised nor discouraged. Now that he had found the master he had sought for so many years, his faith was certainly not going to be shaken by a few blows, by a few beatings. He simply set out for the nearest town to beg for food for both of them, because that's the tradition. You go get food for your Guru 3 times a day. When he returned, Tilopa ate heartily, without so much as a word of greetings, and he beat him soundly once more after he ate the food. Silent Naropa contented himself with the leftover scraps, and once again walked around his Guru in reverential circles, circumambulation. For 12 long years he remained Tilopa's side, begging for food, serving him in all the things. Not once did he receive a kind word. Not once did Tilopa acknowledge him as his pupil. Not once did Naropa waver in his faith. Traveling toward the end of the 12th year, they chanced upon a village celebrating the wedding feast of a wealthy man's daughter. The generous host had provided the guests with 84 different types of curry. One of the dishes was a delicacy so rare and so exquisite that one taste would make you believe you had dined with the gods. Naropa was given large helping of the curries, including the great delicacy. When he returned to Tilopa and spread out the feast, an amazing thing happened. For the first time in all the years Naropa had known him, Tilopa smiled and he helped himself to every morsel of a special dish, licking his fingers, and he handed Naropa his empty bowl, asking for more. "Where did you find this? Fetch me some more." "My son." He called me my son, thought Naropa. Happy as a bodhisattva on the first level of the path for 12 years, I have sat at my Guru's feet without so much as being asked the name, and now he called me my son. Floating in ecstasy, he returned to the wedding feast to ask for more of the special curry for his master. So for 12 years, he went and begged food for his master, brought it back, gave it to his master. His master eat, licked his fingers, threw the leftovers at him, and he licked off there wasn't enough, so he got the leftovers. It was too late to go begging again. For 12 years, he washed his Guru. For 12 years, he massaged him. For 12 years, he served his Guru. Wash, massage, clean, get food, get ghee, clean out the cave, everything. Not once did Naropa talk to him. And some more he got scoldings all the way. Some more he got beatings. Some more he was thrashed. His best friend was a stick. And that's how the Guru treated him for 12 years. So one day there was a wedding party going on. You see, in Indian weddings, Nepalese weddings, if a sadhu, a master, a mahasita, an ascetic, a mendicant comes and begs, it's considered a great blessing for the wedding. Because why? The sadhu or the master will bless your daughter and husband, or your son and daughter. And so they'll have a good life and they'll have a son. That's how they think. So if a mendicant, a naked person smeared in ashes comes and begs for food and they're always meditating, you give him the best, because it's the best day to... In general, it's good to make offerings to these kind of people. It's even better on special days, your birthday or whatever. So when Naropa showed up, the host was so happy. "Oh, welcome, great master. Welcome, great mendicant, Sita, whatever you are. Come." And Naropa's just wearing a loincloth, And they don't see that as dirty because there's a spiritual reason behind it. So he gave him 84 types of curries. So the more curries you make, the more auspicious you are. Show off your wealth, like Chinese weddings, book the best. So Naropa brought it back to Tilopa, offered it. For the first time in 12 years, because of the curry, Tilopa smiled at Naropa. Naropa was like, did I get a smile or am I seeing things? For the first time in 12 years, after the scolding, the beating, the abuse, For 12 years he served this guy and he never even looked at him. You don't listen to this, okay? Tilopa never even asked him his name. He didn't even know Naropa's name for 12 years. And this guy served him. Imagine that happening here in Malaysia. Like I said, I would have been in prison already. And then he didn't even ask him his name. He went one more level and said, my son. Naropa's like, oh, your son? Me? Nobody else around? He called him my son. And in Buddhist tradition, to call him your son is very precious. It means you're going to pass the lineage. You're close to this person. Where did you get this from? It's delicious. Tilopa's eating. It's fabulous. It's delicious as he's licking his finger. My son. Where'd you get this from? It's delicious. Naropa's like, but the rain. So he went back to get more because his guru is pleased. His guru talked to him and his guru called him my son. And the guru smiled at him. These days I give statues, I give books, I give KB stuff, I give balas, I give katas, I give angpaos, I give everything, and I still get a snap back. Can you imagine? And I'm always torturing the Ladrang people for better food. But such was Tilopa's appetite that day, he sent his disciple back again and again and again. Each time Naropa's great relief, he was be given more elegant dishes. But when Tilopa sent him back the 5th time, Naropa was ashamed to show his face, and a great inner struggle raged within him. Finally, unable to face his guru's displeasure, he made up his mind to steal the entire pot. Waiting for the right moment, he lingered on the fringes of the crowd, edging slowly toward the pot of curry, and as soon as all the guests and servants were preoccupied with some ceremonial occurrence, he abandoned his self-respect, snatched the pot, hid it under the robes, and made his getaway. Tilopa praised him for lowering himself with such humiliation, further commending him for all his years of perseverance, calling him my diligent son, not just son, my diligent son. Tilopa then besought the initiation and the blessings of Vajravarahi, and upon him gave the instructions of the meditation, the full meditation of Vajrayana. Within 6 months, Naropa gained Mahamudra Siddhi, and light began to flow from his being so intensely that you can see it for 12 yohanas. I don't know what yohanas mean. It must be miles or something. Can you imagine? If light flowed from my body for 12 yohanas from the Ladrang, they'd be like, where's the spotlight? After years of tireless devotion to his countless disciples, he was assumed bodily into paradise. Okay, this is very short form. Then he went back 5 times to beg. I'm sorry, I have a flu, that's why I have all this phlegm. 5 times to beg. It was getting a little uncomfortable because they're like, the first time's okay, second time, and the third time, 4th time getting a little greedy, 5th time, what's going on? So when his guru just slapped up everything, today his guru can eat non-stop. What's going on, who knows? His guru said he wanted more, so he had a final issue. To get more for his guru and suffer great humiliation at the wedding party because they're going to look down at him, they're going to call him greedy, they might even chase him away, they might make him lose face, and everybody in the village will be there to say, look at him, Mahasi, that's so greedy! Or to let go of his ego, let go of his fear, let go of criticism, let go of the fear of being looked down upon, to suffer humiliation for his guru's pleasure. So he thought about it all. And it said, in inner rage, he decided, you know what, forget me. My guru is more important. The Dharma is more important. And I'm here to get Dharma. And I want to get Dharma. So if I don't please him, I'm not going to get Dharma. Forget about my ego, how bad I look, how stupid I look, how they put me down, how they scold me. I will suffer for the Dharma. I will suffer a loss of face. I will suffer my ego being bruised and put down for the Dharma. That's what he decided then and there. That's what it really was. So he went back and begged. Then he said, okay, you know what? This is ridiculous. Let me just get the whole pot. And for him, it was really beyond him to steal the pot, maybe get caught. Even more embarrassing if he gets caught. But then, the risk was that if the guru wanted more, he had to keep going back and he won't get it. And the guru will be angry, maybe he gets a stick again. And the guru even said to him, you're such a diligent son. Not only son, diligent. Some more, you've served me well for 12 years. And I was like, what? I can't believe I'm getting all these compliments in one day. It wasn't even from a Hallmark card. It was really from the Guru. So he decided to steal the whole pot, put his whole ego down. You may think Buddhism shouldn't steal. It has nothing to do with stealing. He stole the whole pot, hid it, and ran. And when he went back to the Guru didn't want to eat. The Guru said, "Oh, you've gotten rid of your last vestige of self-cherishing mind, wanting to look good. Me. Now you're ready for the Dharma." So, Naropa drew the mandala of Vajragini, the double triangle, on the ground. He prepared the offerings from herbs and barks and spices. Then he got red sindura powder he put here in the center for the initiation. And he gave the complete initiation to Naropa there and then. After 12 years. And because for 12 years he served as Guru without complaint, without thinking negative things, purifying the karma, going through difficulties, he purified so much negative karma. So much. So when the Guru gave him the initiation, then the Guru sent him to the cave right next to his. You guys saw it. To meditate. Not 12 years. Not 12 lifetimes. Not 12 months. Within 6 months, he had visions of Vajragini. And he had visions of her directly, and he can speak to her directly, and he attained the same attainment as his Guru. He became one with his Guru and one with Vajragini. He became enlightened. And he taught countless disciples who came to him. Countless. It is said that when he died, he only left some nails and hair behind. He ascended to Kichara paradise with his body. And he took a few hundred disciples with him that followed him. It is said in another text. This is a very short form, but he went through 11 trials and tribulations. It's extended biography. It's beautiful to read. This is a short form. He dedicated himself. He attained Vajragini. Why did the Guru put him down, beat him, scream at him, abuse him, not talk to him? To purify his ego, to purify his negative karma, to get his mind ready for practice. Because why? If you have negative karma to be sick, you drink something, everybody can drink it, they don't become sick, you become sick, it makes you sick. You have the karma that triggers, that's the environmental cause for you to become sick. So once that you become sick, you suffer. Well, a Guru who's highly attained can see that. Instead of you suffering the sickness, maybe getting worse, or maybe even dying, he can beat you silly. He can beat you silly, or he can scold you silly, or he can tell you, or he can give you some assignment that really you hate, and you do. So the pain comes out by his stick, by his scolding, or by his job. Then the pain you would have experienced with that came out this way. You don't have to experience it that way. That's how gurus can purify students, by beating, by giving jobs, by making things. Sometimes the guru gives you instructions that you just don't understand, that contradicts. Why? He's doing that on purpose. To purify your karma, to make all your ego come out, and to make you a ready receptacle for something much higher. You see, because if you have this and it's dirty, how to put something clean inside? The guru's job is to remove it, to clean it. Your job is to cooperate. Those are for attained gurus. So the gurus might give you a job. If you make excuses, you don't do it well, you don't go all the way with it, you'll never get the practice. Because the guru doesn't give you the practice not because you didn't serve him or you didn't please him, because he knows you're not ready. And to give you the practice you're ready, you do it, it corrupts the practice. Because then you give it to other people, and then it's wrong already. No more blessings. No one will see Vajragini ever again. No one. If you don't learn how to drive a car and you bribe your way to get a license and you bang up people after you get your license, you kill people, you bang people on the road, and then you don't know how to teach people how to drive and they don't know how to teach them, everybody cannot drive already. Something like that. So, Saranji, my guru, used to beat monks. He was very, very fierce. And after he beat them, they would be well. No sickness. I've been told many times. So don't think this happened 1,000 years ago. This happens even today to highly attained people. Because they can make that manifest. They can make a karma manifest by screaming at you. by scolding you, by accusing you of things that could be true or not true. Your job is not to retaliate or fight back or justify or be sad or cry. Your job is to say, why am I getting that? There must be a reason. I accept. Let me examine deeper what I should transform. A good disciple will examine deeper and say, what should I transform? An unreal disciple will run away. Will run away, will avoid, or go and talk to people not to lose face and justify themselves. Simple as that. People who justify and run away, where do they get in life? You take a look. People who stay and work and continue, where do they get in life? You take a look. So Naropa's story is very beautiful because after 12 years of trials and tribulations with his guru living next to him, serving him, and taking care of him, he was ready. Not rewarded. Rewarded is the wrong word. He was ready for Vajrayana's practice. And when he received it, it took him 6 months to attain full accomplishments. Maha Mudra Siddhi. Maha is great. Mudra is sign. Siddhi is accomplishment of the mind. So Maha Mudra Siddhi refers to, in other words, full enlightenment. How did he become enlightened? By practicing Vajrayana's Tantra.